guys who ask, wonder what they're doing in T-Town right now? Not this. It's South Alabama's #1 podcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ.
Good Friday morning, fresh out of quarantine, just in time for the weekend. Welcome to Drive Time, the best, worst show ever. Good morning, Stephen Jernigan. See who all we have in here. Kimberly Blair, good morning to you. PGP, good morning. There's Gord, good morning, sir. Johnny Sims, good morning. John Blair, Wanda Green, good morning to each of you. Miss Carol, good morning, Miss Carol. There's Raj, good morning, sir.
Carol.
Danny Smith, good morning.
Danny.
Miss Sandy Townsend's in, good morning. Corey Pittman, good morning. Tracy Steele, Tracy Miller, good morning to each of you. Miss Gail's in, good morning, Miss Gail. There's Demetria, good morning, Demetria. Melanie French, good morning to you. Timmy Wiggins, good morning, good sir. And good morning, Kenwood.
Well, good morning, DJ. And so back at it on a Friday. Happy Friday. I didn't think to say that quick enough. But it is Friday. And
excuse my language,
okay.
This early in the morning.
Sure.
Quarantine sucks.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to tell you something, man. And
yes, it does.
I've always known that I talk to myself. I didn't realize that I was capable of having the conversations that I had for 3.5 days. I really did. I mean, I would find myself talking, like asking questions and answering them out loud. And I would get up and walk outside and just try to break it up. But yeah, it's a quarantine. It's not cool. Glad to be out of it.
Yeah, it no fun doing the quarantine thing. And you want to tell the story of kind of what happened? Let me say this up front. Monday and Tuesday, we would have been out of pocket because of some serious audio issues that we had. Hopefully that's been repaired. I hope.
I want to get the right story out there, and there's been a lot of people that have checked on him, and I appreciate everyone who did. It meant a lot to me. My son got sick. I guess it was last week. It wasn't. It was a week ago. Was a little puny last Tuesday, and his mother took him and had him tested for a precautionary measure. Wednesday and Thursday, he was sick. He had 102 temperature, body aches, chills, fatigue, loss of appetite, the whole 9 yards. Friday, he felt a good bit better. Saturday, he would have been in a position to participate in an athletic event if he'd have had one to play in. And then Saturday night, he got his tests back that were positive. So I'm saying that to say this, it had kind of come and gone in terms of how it affected him before he even knew he had it officially.
Right.
So the fact that I was in contact with him and you and I were here, it put us into protocol, and we had to get tested, and both of our tests have come back negative as of yesterday. So that's
where we
made
are.
it allowable to be we But I do appreciate those that checked on him. He is doing great. He had another test this past Tuesday, waiting on the results for that. If we're expecting that to come back negative, and when it does, he can get back in the general population. And I know he's ready, and his mother and sister are also. So they've been on severe lockdown.
Oh yeah. Well, so tell me this. At the end of the day, when you're sitting there and you have nothing better to do, when you've watched all the Westerns you can watch and all the history you can watch, and you've had enough conversations with yourself, where does it go from there?
I can tell you. I can tell you where it goes from there. I did a lot of Andy Griffith. I probably watched 75 episodes of Andy Griffith on Channel 63.
Wow.
And there's two things, and one of these things that we talked about, and I'm going to do a further study on both of these, and we talked about this several years ago. When I was a kid growing up, and they've done something, when I say they, I guess it's the federal government, has done something to cheese. All right, cheese toast is my go-to.
Okay.
I eat a lot of cheese toast.
Right.
When I was a kid, you could make cheese toast, put the oven on broil, put it in there, and the cheese would blacken on top.
Right.
It would burn. It would bubble up. You could break the bubble, and it would still be cheesy underneath.
Sure.
And that's the way I liked mine. Well, somewhere in the last 3 or 4 years, you can no longer burn cheese. And I did some experiments, while I was in quarantine. You can burn the bread, but they have done something to the cheese and its makeup that you can no longer prepare it the way it was prepared back in the 70s and 80s.
Wow.
And I would like to know what has happened there. I mean, they've either taken something away or they have added something. I don't know, but you can no longer get it to brown, black, and on top like you could 20 and 30 years ago.
So you like a grilled cheese or anything like that? You can't.
It's not going to happen.
You can't make it happen.
But here's the second thing that I also discovered and experimented with a little bit during my quarantine, and I would like to figure this out as well. If you get a styrofoam cup with ice, and you see the ice cubes I have in here.
I do.
Okay. If you have unsweet tea and you just let it sit, all that ice will get together and it'll become one block of ice.
Okay.
But if you have Coke, the ice cubes will stay individual throughout its soaking period. So something over time, when it's in unsweet tea, makes it morph together. And something when it's with Coke, something happens to where they stay apart. And I found that to be very interesting.
That is crazy. I wonder if that's the carbonated water or whatever soda part of that.
It's something.
I mean, it's got to be something to make. I mean, if you set unsweet tea out for how long? How long did it take? 2 hours?
Well, it's funny you asked that because I had 3.5 days to tinker around with it.
You checked it.
So I did a 2-hour study. I would pour me a glass to drink, but I would pour another glass and let it sit.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours is about the time it takes for it to become one piece of ice.
Okay.
And then, of course, at 4 hours and at 6 hours, it just becomes a tighter piece of ice.
So it literally becomes a block of ice.
Yes. Now, you can still see the definition of the individual ice cubes, but you can pick it up as one piece after about 2 hours.
Let me ask you this. Does sweet tea have any effect on that?
I don't know because I don't drink it.
I would be curious to know if there was any difference in sweet tea and unsweet
Well, understand this. If I pop hot again,
that's coming.
If I okay, yeah.
I mean, listen, for all y'all that don't know, at some point in time, you're going to be around somebody, and look, we're not making light of this. That's not what we're saying.
No.
We're saying this is the second time for me. Second time. I mean, we've been through this twice now, so it is what it is.
If I go back into protocol,
the feds just want to squash these cheese.
If I go back into protocol, I'm going to go get a liter of everything.
I'm going to start calling you Bill Nye. I love this. The science guy.
I'm going to get ginger ale. I'm going to get diet drinks. I'm going to get the regular drinks, sweet tea, unsweet tea. I'm going to get it all.
Please video when you do the Mentos and the Coke thing or Pepsi, whatever you put it in. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what you do in the backyard over there.
Yeah.
When you've got a couple 2 liters set up and you drop about 5 Mentos in them and put that top on.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have.
See, now the way you are about watching that soap carving stuff, that kind of stuff kind of like, I don't know, it intrigues me. I don't understand a lot of that chemical reaction stuff. Did you do well in chemistry?
No, try not to take it. But I didn't do well.
I didn't either.
Just remember, forever means different things to different people. So chemistry was never a strong point of mine.
Yeah, it was one of those type deals. Yeah, I get it. So sounds like some cheese and ice that came from the future. Well, that's a good point, Timmy.
I just wonder if anybody else has ever noticed that. Like, I don't.
Good morning, Sarge.
May not like may not have liked their cheese blackened back in the day or browned, but I loved it. That's the way I preferred it. If I was going to make it, that's what I went with. That was my go-to.
I love a grilled cheese like that for sure. Let's see here. Who's jumped in? Haley Lum, good morning to you. Ann Lee, good morning. Steve Layton, good morning, Steve. Misty Jerkins, good morning. Cody Fowler, good morning. Let's see here. Mitch Radash, good morning, Mitch. Am I hitting people you already hit?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see here. Jesse James, good morning, Jesse. Lisa A, good morning to you. Let's see. Peggy Van, good morning, Miss Peggy. Tracy Steele, good morning, Tracy. Joanne Collinsworth, good morning to you. Connie B, good morning, Connie B. Raj, good morning. Leroy, good morning, Leroy. Let's see who else jumped in here. King Kane is in this morning.
Morning, King.
Been holding court lately?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Does it pretty regular.
Drive Time Mythbuster. I like that.
Speaking of drive time, I love being at the Eagle Drive-In.
How about that?
I love the picture.
That's a pretty cool deal.
That's a cool deal.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have never been to Eagle Drive-In, now you have.
Yeah. No doubt. Trying to figure out here what I got going on. Let me see. I know it's not anything to do with sound. That was the wrong button to hit. Anyway, so what else is going on, man? So for all this stuff that you sat and did at these experiments, it sounds like, what day were you on quarantine when all this started transpiring?
I guess it probably started on Tuesday for me. Tuesdays when I was really in the lab.
I'm gonna tell you, I got to watching a bunch of like crazy YouTube videos about the dark web and about things that go on there and all this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you what, as someone who's been playing, Bachelor, not really, but by myself, a couple of those videos I really wish I hadn't watched. I've started hearing things that I didn't normally hear.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I kind of had to get off those videos there about Monday night or Tuesday. I can't remember. The days kind of run together when
they run together.
I mean, they do. And here's the deal. I don't know about you, but I felt like if I even walked outside that I was like guilty of something.
Well, I did, but I finally got in the golf cart on, I guess it was Tuesday night, and I just went. I just had to, man. I was about to crack.
Man, I don't blame you. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And every time I'd like go out, even take the trash out, I was like,
I will tell you, and I've heard different people have different experiences on the test. On the COVID-19 test at the medical facility, I've heard people have the one where they take a swab of the throat.
Yep.
And I've heard where they get just inside the nostril.
Yep.
I didn't have either of those. I had a nurse. She came out and she had.
Oh, it was at least that long.
Like a pixie stick.
Yeah.
Is what it looked like.
Both nostrils.
She went to my brain.
Oh, yeah.
She tickled my brain. I'm going to tell you something. I sat there, and I was in the car. I never got out of the car. And I looked at her. I looked dead in her eyes. She had her mask on. I looked at her, and I said, I hate you. And she said, I'm sorry. I said, I'll probably be over it in 30 minutes, but I hate you right now. I told her that. I was mad as a hornet, man.
That is crazy.
I mean, it was just.
I had that test the first time. This time I had the one they just right inside your nose.
Well, I wonder why I got that one.
I don't know. And I tell you what, I understand around the first week of July that there will be testing available that will tell you the results in about 45 minutes. And that was from the same medical facility.
Well, it wasn't pleasant. It was not pleasant.
No, and I'll tell you this, I'm glad I didn't have to take that one again. Yeah. Actually, I specified I would rather go with the throat swab because I thought that was the only two options available. And they told me, oh, no, well, we can do just right inside the nose. I said, hey, that sounds like me right there. So, I will say this. When you're on the quarantine protocol, thing like, you ever notice when you're working and you got things going on, the day seems to go by?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Sure.
When you're on the quarantine protocol,
it stands still.
It's just like
it stands still.
It's like it just sits there and just drags and drags. I mean, it does. God. So I do want to say this. We will draw the two first responders. We'll draw for them on Monday. We're going to do that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we'll do that on Monday, and we won't. Listen, I was out here working this mess last night, so we'll try to get that done, and we will get it done on Monday. Okay. So for those of y'all that haven't dropped your first responders into that comments, please drop them in there and get ready we will draw Monday morning and have two names, each going to win a $100 bill courtesy of Jesse Rigby and the fine folks over at James Furniture and Drive Time. So two winners, $100 bill apiece.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah. That'll be Monday I'll say, sometime, let's just say around 8-ish.
Okay.
Now, do we have the main man calling in this morning?
I hadn't heard from him. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. Danny said they just drew his blood when he got tested. No, they hadn't went that far with me. So, oh man,
he's never stopped.
He can't help it. He can't help it.
Let me tell you, I want to mention something else. First of all, there's a baseball game Saturday at the junior college at 4:00.
Right.
T.R. Miller is going to play WSNL. There was a little confusion that it was an old timers game. That's not the case. This is the current teams at the school are going to get together and get to play one more time.
Right.
And I think it's awesome. It was the brainchild of Josh Godwin, and I appreciate Josh, coming up with this and having the heart for it. Chip immediately got on board with him in terms of sponsorships. There's a couple of things in place that couldn't happen for this game to take place.
Right.
Coaches cannot be in the dugout. School coaches cannot be in the dugout with the teams.
Okay.
They can't use official school equipment or uniforms. That's where Chip and Josh came in and bought one-day jerseys for each team, which I thought was really cool.
Sure.
And thirdly, it could not be played on campus at one of the schools. That's per AHSAA. So Coach Blevins was good enough to offer up his facility at the junior college,
sure,
which is going to be a great venue, a great treat. But I think it's nice that these kids are going to get together and, and end their careers on the field. The seniors didn't have their little senior day. I'm sure there's a little something's going to be done to recognize them. It's not a perfect scenario in terms of how their high school careers are winding down, but I think it is a testament to this community that people like Josh and Chip come together and put this to make the best of a tough situation, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope people come out and support both teams. Josh and Chip have sweetened the pot. The winning program gets $1,000.
Wow.
$1,000 in baseball, it goes a long ways. So that'll be cool. 4:00 on the hill on the campus of Coastal Alabama Community College, Battle of Murder Creek, Tigers versus Eagles.
That'll be big. And that's at the junior college.
Yes.
Baseball field.
Yep.
Dirty Mexicans on me this morning.
Uh-oh.
It said, KJ, quote me, I'd go with the throat swab.
Hated it.
Oh, dirty! He never ceases.
He had a big win last night.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
That's not shocking.
Another big win, I should say.
That's certainly not shocking. So, real quick, I want to get back to something. It seemed like that cheese thing kind of got beside you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been bothered by it for years.
Well, let me ask you, what kind of cheese?
It's Kraft Singles.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if you use block cheese. I've gone off the block.
So you can go.
It's not going to brown/blacken anymore. They've done something.
Okay. Have you tried like to get the deli to maybe slice some cheese?
Yeah.
It won't. None of that.
They have changed the cheese.
Wow. I'll tell you what. I didn't know that.
They have.
And I'm a big grilled cheese fan.
It's my go-to. I love cheese toast. Open face cheese toast. I love it.
Wow. Eric Bailey, good morning to you. That's crazy. That is I thought maybe it was because maybe it was some of that fake cheese or faux cheese or whatever you call it.
I don't know what it is. But it's not the same.
But you're saying even if they slice it off,
nope,
real cheese for you, it's the same thing.
Nope. That's
kind of disturbing. I mean, especially if you're a cheese lover. I mean, I think there are probably a lot of those out there.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to eat a hamburger unless it's got cheese on it.
They have changed the cheese.
You like your cheese to be burnt on the hamburgers? I mean, a little bit brown on the hamburger as well, or
not necessarily?
Just on open face cheese toast. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how do you do that? Do you put that in you got a toaster, or you
love it on broil? Well, you don't do it anymore. You don't,
because it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
So what does it do? Just turn into mush? I mean,
it almost stays the exact same color. It almost disappears, like it just melts away. Now the bread around it that's exposed is gonna burn.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Jesse James said that Saharan dust is taking a toll on the coast this morning. I tell you what, man, 2020 has been the year of the like. I wonder if we are in some space warp time dimension thing. Like cheese has gone nuts. I mean,
it feels like it's a cull that's going on. It really does. I mean, I don't think we're all going to be here when this is over with.
Listen,
I am, and I hope all of you are.
I think we're in the middle of a Twilight Zone episode. I mean, like, for real.
Yeah, it's.
You remember the two people that woke up on and they were like in this town and they were like at a party the night before and they walking around and there's just nobody there. And they walk around for like the whole episode, 30 minutes trying to find people. There's nobody there. And come to find out, some giants had picked them up and they're in this dollhouse basically. And this giant's having fun with them. I feel like we're just in like, it's just every time you turn around, it's murder hornets, which I don't know if I've seen any of those. Knock on wood, because I can tell you, as fast as I say that, they'll be here. That's just that. I mean, it's Saharan dust, and I understand this is kind of a thing that happens, every year or so. But I don't remember ever hearing about this.
Well, it's only June.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
we got 6 more months of this.
We got hurricanes and just who knows, man.
One thing I was told that the Saharan dust does help calm the tropics down. Have you read or seen that anywhere?
I haven't.
Well, I mean, if that's true,
yeah.
Now there again, we are talking about 2020. I mean, I think that when 2020 goes down in history, with all the, just the way everything's been, I'm not real sure what space it would occupy on the Monopoly board, but it's probably going to be over there around the question, the chance. Ain't that what they call it? Chance, the question mark spots.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you just pick any card up from 2020 and ask a question, and first thing out of your mouth will be next.
I'll tell you something else that was weird during the quarantine for me. And it's odd to me. Like, I understand if you verbalize things that it can come up on your phone. Like if you're talking about an event, or if you're talking about a store, or if you're talking about a product, at some point in time on Facebook, it's going to show an advertisement for that.
That's right.
Well,
good morning, Dwayne Young.
I'm going to tell you what happens to me. I just think about things, never verbalize it, never vocalize it, and it'll pop up about that. It's happened to me twice in the last week. One time, this happened Tuesday night as well. Tuesday night, I get out just to go riding around. Got the ambient lighting on blue, cruising the platinum, got the jam on, and I'm on Tiger Drive, and I come to 31 to the red light. There's a police officer right behind me with only 2 cars on Tiger Drive trying to go across 31. It was a red light for 5 minutes. It just wouldn't, and I was not in the turning lane. I was going straight. I was going on down to the 4-way.
Sure.
It just wouldn't turn. I got out of my car. I looked at the cop and I said, "Can we go?" And he gave me the no, we can't. So I got back in the car and just waited, and it finally went green and went across. And I said, "That's just odd. Something is wrong with this light." And then I saw a conversation on Facebook this morning talking about people were saying they had similar experiences at the red lights through town. And I think it was Connie who mentioned that the sensors get offset with the striping in the pavement project. So when they finish it, they're going to come back and reset all those lights, that all of them are a little screwed up right now.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But I'm sitting there thinking, and I tried to get clearance from the cop. I said, "Can we just go?" Because there was nobody coming. And he went,
I mean, I don't understand why he just wouldn't have pulled around you and pulled out there and turned his light on.
I'm telling you, it was 5 minutes.
Turned his lights on and just went across.
5 minutes we sat there.
He must not have had anything going on. You know what I'm saying?
5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. That is crazy. And I didn't realize the stripes is what I thought
Something.
I thought it was to do,
Yeah.
and I may be wrong, but I thought it always was to do with the traffic. But that makes sense now that you say that about the striping, because I've seen those guys working on those boxes before, seen them out there with those roller measures.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Well, they're real close to getting done. It would appear, which has been a great job, by the way. But Connie said that when they finish, when they're done and done, they will go back and reset each of the traffic lights there in the work area.
Yeah.
So if you're having those issues, you're not the only one.
Renee Johnson said, "Good job directing traffic yesterday, DJ." Were you directing traffic yesterday?
I did. I forgot about that. Yeah, thanks, Renee. I did on St. Nicholas. Hey, in a dicey spot right there at the crown of the hill. I mean, it was.
What was that when? Oh,
that's when Jerry had some issues.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Leroy said Gomer Pyle thinks better with a bucket on his head. Try it. Oh, Connie said the timers are off due to repaving.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know why any reason you'd need to sit for 5 full minutes.
It was 5 minutes, man, and it was
especially at
10:30 at night.
Especially at 10:30.
Yeah, it was 10:30.
That's crazy.
10:30-ish.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I agree with you. What they've done in the amount of time they've done it. Now I was out of pocket for 3+ days, but paving wise, well, they got that.
It's great.
They got in there, got that job done, didn't
great.
they? Yeah,
it's great.
It is. It is great. Rod said, just flash your high beam, the signal will change. Connie says the sensors are under the pavement.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
She's told me something I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't either. The main intersection is letting about 5 cars go north before it turns red.
They're all a little quirky right now.
Yeah.
They'll get them worked out.
Ooh, and they have enough problems with that thing down there with the train.
Yeah.
Did they have an accident train, a car, a couple mornings or a couple afternoons ago?
I don't know. I didn't
I think
hear
we
of it.
may have been. I think it may have been when we were on lockdown or something. I'm not sure. I think I remember seeing a post about that or something.
I'm going to tell you what I love most about this conversation, and this is one of the things that I love about drive time. I love it. I love that we can get in here and we can talk about a traffic light in town, and everybody knows exactly which one we're talking about. You couldn't do it in Mobile. You couldn't. You know what they're doing in Mobile? Not this.
Not this.
The traffic light up here by Tiger Drive and 31.
Yeah.
Going in there past Knox's and where Roy Williamson's Texaco.
Yeah, everybody knows where that is. Everybody knows.
I love it.
Yeah. I've learned something here this morning. I didn't know the sensors were under the pavement.
I did not know that either.
That's new to me. Did not know it. It is kind of crazy to find that out. I thought it had to do with cars pulling up and how many were there and all that kind of stuff. So you owe me. So talking about our friend Rob from Memphis. You say you hadn't spoke to him, so you don't know if he's calling in or not.
I don't.
Well, I am going to kind of put you on the spot a little bit because I think it's 8:00 and it's Friday, and I think this Friday, Top 5 Friday, should be the top 5 things not to do while in quarantine.
The top 5 things not to do while in quarantine.
I think you can come up with something on that. I feel pretty good about
top 5 things not to do or to
Well,
do?
you can to do or not to do, whichever you choose.
To do.
Okay.
Top 5 things to do
Great.
while in quarantine.
Yeah. While you're in quarantine, top 5 things to do while in quarantine. Number 5.
Number 5, finally put up your hunting stuff from hunting season that went out in January. I unloaded my gun and put up my camouflage.
Wow.
Got it from the den to the storage.
Wow. That's something right there. I can't lie. Mine's still in the den as well. Yeah. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that. Right. I walked by it the other day. I said, I need to put that up. I got to thinking, well, it ain't that far.
I got it put up.
So, all right.
6 months later.
Number 4.
Number 4, wipe down, clean out the refrigerator.
That's a good one.
Now, here's all I had to do. I had to take out 1 pack of Conecuh sausage. So really, it wasn't overly taxing in terms of getting everything out of the refrigerator. But I took the Conecuh sausage out, wiped it down, cleaned it real good, and it's like it's on the showroom floor, baby. Does anybody need a refrigerator?
DJ don't need anything but just an ice chest, a box. Just bring him over a cooler. That's all he needs.
That's it.
Number 3.
Number 3, I used a mopping glow from wall to wall throughout the house downstairs.
So
deep clean.
So you didn't do spring cleaning. You did some deep cleaning.
Yep.
So we've had cleaning and
picking up, cleaning.
Yeah. So cleaning seems to be the theme of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 2, washed, dried, folded, everything. Everything. Even the camouflage.
For the first time in 4 or 5 years. I'm working with a full arsenal.
So this is what you're saying is this is the most downtime you've had.
Oh yeah.
In a very long time.
I've always had time to do it. I've just chosen not to.
Right.
But when you're on lockdown, man, I mean, you just
when you run through the list.
Yeah. Yep.
There ain't so much.
Yep.
I don't disagree. All right. Number 1,
lubed and polished the red room.
Lubed and polished the Did you use the tingling salve, or did you?
I was shocked how many grease fittings were up there, to be honest with you. Had the old grease gun out. But it's ready.
Was any cleaning that had to go on with that, or all that was all that in pretty good shape?
That was the only room where I went with the mask and the gloves.
Okay, well,
it's ready.
You said it.
Good morning, Deacon.
Oh man, that is crazy. Good morning, Mother.
Good morning, Miss James.
Got to be big enough to hold a pizza box, DJ.
I tell you, I tagged Danny in a picture this morning. Little JP English was getting down on some thin pepperoni.
Hey, well, I saw that picture. I saw it right before we went live. I was scrolling through there and saw that.
Starting him off right.
7 months old.
It'll serve him well.
Yeah, you're gonna teach him. You're gonna teach him how to make it to 2 days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll let his digestive tract get a little more mature.
But you're gonna explain to him how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about this? This is something I ran across that was kind of interesting because I've kind of seen some other people say that they were going to have to figure out how to get off of this, but during this time, contrary to popular belief, people have been drinking less during the lockdown of 2020. I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a drink while I was on lockdown.
Me either.
So Bloomberg reports that shipments of alcohol to bars, restaurants, and venues saw a significant decrease the past few months, with the loss in sales being significantly larger than the increase in sales from grocery stores or other businesses selling alcohol. This leaves experts wondering if alcohol sales will return to normal after the pandemic passes. I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, think about that. They're saying that the sales and things went down from bars and restaurants, of course, because they were shut down, that kind of thing. But they did not increase at other businesses that are selling alcohol. That's kind of hard for me to track. I mean, I can't see that being from most of the stuff that I've read and seen people post. They talk about how they drinking a lot more wine than they used to and a lot more beer and all this. So that's kind of hard for me to, I don't know if that's right or not. What do you think about that? I mean, have you seen people talk about?
I guess the only thing I could add to the conversation was I did not purchase any, but I noticed when I was at Walmart, I guess it was.
Good morning, Sherry Weaver.
I guess it was last week, maybe it was Saturday or Sunday before I went into quarantine. I guess it was Saturday before I went into quarantine. I noticed what I thought were low beer prices at Walmart. And I didn't certainly compare those to anywhere else where you could purchase it. But I noticed, I said, wow, and I guess that stands to reason. If they're not selling it, then maybe they're trying to find a price point to where they can. And they almost got me. But they didn't.
So you kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a case, if I'm correct, and I think I am, they had a case of Michelob Ultra for $21. And I thought that's
pretty strong.
A pretty good price for that.
Yeah. I'd say that's pretty strong.
It caught my eye. So, that's probably a pretty good price. And I thought that was less expensive than what I remember it being.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I can't say. I just, I was kind of shocked to read that people are drinking less, because everything I've read says that people are drinking more.
Well, I can tell you what I am doing. I'm eating more.
I've read that a lot as well.
I have bulked back up. I've got to do something.
Well,
I'm going to start next week.
I can tell you know what to do, because
I know what to do.
I've watched you do it.
I've got to make my mind up to do it again.
But I'm going to tell you this, getting thrown in the middle of quarantine protocol will not help that venture at all if you on lockdown for 3+ days. That kind of throws a kink into everything.
Time just goes by so slow, and you just eat, clean, and watch TV.
Sarju says that the ABC board sent out an email talking about the increased sales. That's what I thought. So I'm not sure where Bloomberg's getting their info from. Connie Baggs said they haven't been to Bruton. I agree with that. Dwayne Young, good morning, man. Dwayne said, let's play some trivia. PGP said, once we get our tolerance back up. Well, I think I'm going with Sarju and Sherry and everybody else here. Connie B. Georgia said wine consumption has increased at her house during quarantine. So I'm gonna have to go with it. I would think it has increased. I wouldn't think that there'd be an argument to be made that it has went down. I can tell you this: if I'd have thought about it before making it to the house on quarantine, I probably would have went and got some adult beverages, because that'd been better than sitting in. I mean, I can tell you, and I know you're about the same way. It's rough to just sit around and do nothing.
It's tough.
And I know we talked about that already, but I'm saying, if for those of y'all that haven't been through that, I'm telling you, and it's no fun. Now, don't get me wrong, you do it because that's what you got to do. That's what they call for, the guidelines and things. That's fine, but man, it's tough. Tiffany Presley said that's a price that makes her want to leave work and go buy it. That Michelob Ultra.
Several people were. I mean, there was several in that
$21 for a case. Is that bottles or cans?
That was cans, I think.
That's crazy. Sarju said not by a ton, but she thinks it was around 25%.
I tell you, she's probably going to get mad at me.
Heather Barlow.
She's probably going to get mad at me, but I want to take an opportunity to recognize Sarju and Wade one more time.
Yeah.
With Bruton Strong. I think those efforts have wound down, but what a blessing it was to this community.
No doubt.
That they took that upon themselves and just facilitated the goodwill throughout the community. I think all the different businesses benefited from it. I know it was heartwarming to watch it, and that turned into a pretty good gig to do it because you love your community.
It looked like it turned into a full-time job to me.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like I told you, I think I told you on the show. I saw Sarju doing it firsthand. And I said, she didn't just walk in and throw some gift cards up to the managers and say, see y'all.
No, they did it. It was every day for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Every day.
You gotta.
And of course, the city of Bruton was a good partner. The people that bought the T-shirts and made other donations, it was a group effort.
Yep.
But Sarge, you and Wade kind of with the boots on the ground, so to speak, that saw it through, and that was a cool thing to watch.
It was. Good morning, O'Clock. Yeah, no, it was, and I can tell you, I think I was talking to somebody yesterday. I think it was Hal Whitman I was talking to yesterday about this, about Sarge and Wade and what they were doing and what they had done, and he said that he thought that he had seen or remembered them being over at McDonald's maybe a couple times. And you know what kind of rush goes on over at that place. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're trying to come down South 31 there in the right-hand lane, you better go over in the left-hand lane around lunch because you're going to stop. Yeah. There'll be cars out in the road. So hats off to Wade and Sarge U for what they done for the community. Like you said, that was a big-time thing that turned into a real big-time thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely we appreciate Sarge U and Wade, and hopefully we can help bring a little joy to their lives here in a couple of weeks.
Speaking of that, I think I'm right. I think the governor's having a press conference today, mid-morning sometime.
Well, good.
I think that she's going to give a State of the Union, so to speak, as far as what's going on and what's going to happen. I think Dr. Mackey might be in on that, getting some information with regards to schools. I'm not positive of that, but I think that's the case.
Yeah.
And of course, we've said this before, the people who are in positions of making decisions are just in tough spots. I mean, there is no playbook for this. This has never happened. This is unprecedented. And I think everybody now understands that it's a fluid situation and they're making the best decisions they can make given the information they have at that time. So it'll be interesting to see what Governor Wagner has to say, the direction the state's going. I know the positive test, I think, are up in the county over the last week or so. So it'll be interesting to see what she says.
It will. But I'll tell you this, and I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. What I'm saying is, in the time we had to lay around and read and watch some things, I did see a lot of different big-time research facilities coming out saying they were making pretty good strides with some sort of, I don't know if it's vaccination. I don't really know. I can't say it was a vaccine. I can't say if it was something to get a shot once you get it or what have you. I'm not sure. But I was encouraged by that. Seemed like there were plenty of people that, or plenty. I say plenty. I read 4 or 5 different articles, 4 or 5 different places that talked about that. So that can't be a bad thing. That gets back to the whole vaccine thing, and I ain't trying to get into all that. But I can tell you this: I'd be glad to go take a shot before I go sit up in that house like that. Man, let me ask you this. What, and we both came back negative. Obviously, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. So, but my question is, what if we'd come back positive? We've been put on this for 14 days.
14 more days.
Ooh,
yeah.
I mean.
Well, one of the things, and of course, it's hard. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. It's hard to know what to believe, regardless of what news station you watch. I'm not saying one over the other. I mean, I try to watch both of them and figure out probably the truth is somewhere in the middle, if you want to be honest with you. But I saw one report where 8% of the population, of the country's population, has tested positive. And they are saying before it's over with that 80% will. Now, not everybody's going to be, show symptoms, obviously.
Right.
But if that's even close to true, then that lets you know how long this thing's going to play out. Like, this is not a sprint. This is going to be a marathon. This is what it is.
That's right.
But that was a staggering number. Once again, if that's even close to being true.
Let's see. What is that? 10 a.m. is what
that's what
people are saying. Yeah.
10 a.m.
So, Dwayne Young says this pandemic's made him start drinking again. What was that book up there? I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, the Post. I mean, this is an open forum. People are free to post.
Oh,
some of the stuff. not in a position to filter it necessarily, but I think everybody recognizes what this program's for and what's probably appropriate and what's not, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I didn't know what that was either, Sarge. So, let's see. I'm trying to, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, we try to include everybody. Everybody's welcome here and all that kind of stuff. But I'll defer to DJ's statement.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much hit it on the head. So, but I'll tell you this: 14 days, and then having to go back and get those. Well, I didn't. They just done whatever you call it, the inside of mine. But, those things go down your nose. That's rough. Could you imagine sitting there knowing you had to go back and get that test again? I thought that was what I was walking into. I mean, I was worried. Really worried. So, yeah, I mean, they can. Connie, I don't disagree with that, but I choose to look at this with the cup half full instead of half empty. Hopefully we've got some smart people, I think we do, working on this, and hopefully soon enough they'll have a handle on it and we can move on and try to get back to some sense of normalcy. If that's a word. Is normalcy a word?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I get called out about verbiage from time to time, especially from the English major that I live with.
Speaking of getting called out, I want to clear something up. I want to clear this up. I made a post the other day. We spoke about it earlier in this program about the baseball game on Saturday. And I made a post, and the first one that I made, I said, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No, and it's not over now. I didn't know that was going to turn into a history test.
I saw that.
I mean, there were 10 or 12 people that called me out and corrected me and told me that, shockingly, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
I saw that.
And then finally, Josh Cannon, my guy, came in and said, I got it. And I said, thank God somebody else skipped class and watched movies.
Watch Animal House.
Watch Animal House over and over and over again.
I was going to sit and watch that post play out because I was amazed at how many people
I was shocked.
Didn't get that.
I was frankly disappointed.
I was actually shocked as well.
You'll watch Tiger King, but you won't watch Animal House. You'll watch Yellowstone, but you won't watch Animal House. Teach his own, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it I don't know. I couldn't understand. Everybody wanted to explain to you it was Japan.
They were correct. They were absolutely correct.
Oh, and then I love the picture. I think I actually put it up of
yeah, that was great.
That was great, man. It was. Yeah, I'm with you there, Connie. Me too. I hope that happens as well. And if for nothing else, to get rid of this thing and let's quit having to see tolls and tallies of this and lives lost and that kind of thing. But even bigger than that, like I said, shutting down the whole economy, across the nation, man, it's been tough. It's been tough on a lot of people, and not just monetarily. It's been tough as well, but it's also been tough on, I think people's mindsets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it definitely taken a toll there. I tell you, and speaking of that, and I hated to see this, but did you see where the paper mill in Jackson had laid off all the employees over there?
In Jackson, Alabama?
In Jackson, Alabama.
No, I did not see that.
Boise Cascade. I did too. This was
that.
yesterday.
No, I didn't know that.
According to the article I read, until September, that they're hoping that market conditions come back. They make copy paper for copiers and things like that, and they said that the demand for that has went down so much that they don't have a market to sell the paper to right now.
So they've just shut everything down for the time being, and with plans of coming back at some point, or is that?
They said they were going to come back in September, but they said that also depended on market conditions being back. That said, they needed the paper.
Yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers are with those employees and families and all that are affected over in Jackson. Man, that's tough. I mean, I'm going to tell you, the paper mill, I know here, and of course I can't speak for anywhere else, but I know for here, if that happened here, it'd be tough.
I don't like to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to think about that, but man, that was not good to see for sure. Yeah, I get that, Cody. I promise you. I get that a lot myself. Let's see here. Never seen Animal House, but also didn't take you serious. Oh, that that's a true statement, right? What Connie just said. Yeah, so many people on looking to fight. That's what we call them. What have we called them since back in the Bottom Line days? Keyboard Rambos.
Keyboard Rambos.
Yeah, it's easy to sit behind that keyboard and be all this and be all that. But just remember, when you come face to face with that person you're talking all that smack to, it may be a different story.
I guess my counter question to people who choose to do that.
So make sure you get it right next time.
Is what purpose does it serve?
What's
been solved by taking that angle on Facebook?
Nothing.
What's been bettered?
Nothing.
I mean, it doesn't serve a purpose.
No. I mean, they should have known that it wasn't over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
It wasn't.
I mean, they should have known that. And instead, they want to have a history lesson. Apparently, they don't remember that Miss Jennings, your mother, one of my favorite teachers of all time, had and taught American history. I took American history from Miss Jennings. And of course, I don't remember the curriculum, including Animal House. but I promise you that somewhere along the way, if one of us had brought it up, she'd probably been okay with it. But that was crazy. I mean, how many posts would you say was made on that telling you that you were wrong?
10, 12, 15?
At least. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, it was, I thought that was funny. I mean, it really was. Yes. Debbie Booker said they did say September, talking about the paper mill. It is. I mean, it's awful.
It's terrible.
It is just terrible that something like that happens, and I agree with Sarge you said there. That will bleed to other businesses.
The domino effect is almost endless.
Yeah. I was shocked to read that when I started reading it. I was like, man, I can't believe that they actually are doing this, but they did. I mean, and I didn't know that they sold that type of paper. So, I get that. I mean, I guess if you got a lot of businesses that have been shut down or still shut down, or schools, they don't really know what's going to happen there. I guess I can see that. So, what do you anticipate? Hold your head high, DJ, and look to the donuts.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah. That's encouraging words right there.
She's my friend.
Donuts always make things better.
Thank you. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah. It served a purpose. Someone to watch Animal House because of it. Well, if they do, then they certainly have been educated. Ask DJ, who's wearing the crown now, about to increase taxes on the group.
Everybody's got a poll, man.
Is Ron? Is he trying to say he's about to make a hostile takeover?
He's doing what he does. He causes trouble.
He's stirring the pot.
He's a troublemaker. He and his brother Darren both are.
Okay, so I'm are you going to allow taxes to go on that group?
Well, I mean, it's an open group, and everybody has a poll. It's like college football. I mean, nobody really knows who runs it, who's the best. It's all trivial. And my guy's King Kane.
Yeah, I'm about to go with King Kane myself. King Kane's not going to allow any taxes like that, I wouldn't think. If he does, it's going to only be on the Bammers.
Yeah.
I would think.
Oh, pony boy.
Was he another one of those that was wanting to school you about Japan?
I can't remember if he was. I can't remember if he was one of them or not. I remember Chippy being in there. Chippy came in there throwing haymakers.
Oh yeah.
Harvey Kingsland came in there.
Yeah. That was funny. Let's see. Navy Federal has a hiring freeze through the end of the year, and are now talking of extending it to early next year. Oof. Connie B said, I got a folder full of screenshots and a few records involving a Rambo. Life is interesting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Trent Davison can't hand you the crown because you got to have the crown to hand. And King Kane has the crown. Am I correct in that, DJ?
In my poll, he does. But like I said, everybody's got a poll.
Yeah. So I don't know how Trent can hand down or hand over the crown. How does that work exactly?
There's multiple crowns, I guess. I mean, it's like college football. There's 8 or 9 different champions. And
listen, I get in there and get to reading Trent's post. And now, listen, Trent's a great friend of ours. But like Trent, he's so intelligent, he's talking over my head. I can't, like some of these posts he makes, I'm sitting there scratching my head going, what did he just say?
Claims to be a facts guy.
I mean, what I'm saying is, you've read those posts. Is it not like you almost feel like you're at a college course, like, and you're getting taught by some professor? Because that's what I was like, man, it's not. Hey, guess who's calling?
Rob from Memphis.
How'd you guess?
It's that time.
Well, it's that time. Let's see if well, there he was, and there he's gone.
We lost.
No, here we go. Let's get this cranked up. Good morning, Rob from Memphis.
Hey man, how are y'all doing? It's a great day. We're just that much closer. Somehow, guys, we got to believe we're going to have college football. We're going to do it. Maybe smaller crowds, but we got to have it.
Rob, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that we will have college football in its entirety, or do you see it playing out a different way?
Well, there's 2 ways it'll happen. Full on or a limited. If it's limited, let's say Auburn only has 90,000 seats. If they only have 45,000 people allowed to be, 50%, that'll cost Auburn $45 to $50 million probably. Well, football will survive, basketball will survive, baseball should. But the other one is 16,000 but somehow right now, the news every day, the infections are going up. So if you look at the news right now and you're a prisoner of the moment, you're thinking there's no way we're going to have football. But I think that what is happening is so many people are getting out. And if anything, I'm certainly not a doctor, but that herd immunity concept, I think, could work in our favor as long as people, like Coach Coverville says, are disciplined. And, if you're asymptomatic or younger or whatever, you got to stay away from your older parents or grandparents, whatever like that. If we're disciplined, we increase our chances dramatically. But if we're real laid back and lazy and cavalier about it, there's so much on the line, but it could cost us dearly.
Oh, Rob, let me ask you this. I'm not talking from an attendance standpoint. I'm talking about from a games
play. Oh, yeah, we're going to have college. Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm asking you this.
Yes,
do you think every Division I team is going to play every game that's on their schedule?
No, I think there's going to be some schools out in the People's Republic of California and places like that I think are going to, and Michigan, I think they're going to be very, very lucky to get a team. And I wouldn't be surprised if Southern Cal and UCLA and maybe Stanford don't go over to a neighboring state and play their game. That is a very likely scenario. But, I believe we're going to have college football. I 100% believe we're going to have it. And crowd sizes, that's just, anybody's guess right now because it's a safety issue and liability issue. But the game is going to be played, and the bottom line, without it, it's catastrophic. So you better think of ways to beat this and get the teams out there. And even if the crowds aren't there, the TV ratings will just explode. And last year, every school in the SEC got a $44 million check. That's what we're looking at. There's no telling what the TV ratings will be if we don't get it. But we're gonna have football, and I think the TV ratings, they'll come out with a way. Look what Hollywood does with special effects. they'll have crowds, whatever. But the bottom line is the football players are competitive. As long as they're lining up across the line of scrimmage from somebody in another jersey, they know what's at stake, and we'll play the game. And also, think about all the. Everybody talked about the close contact. You ought to see the stuff that's being talked about and developed with face masks, face shields, and all. It's amazing. Now, as far as hand contact, tackling, and all like that, that's a different story. But leave it to America. Necessity is the mother of all invention. We'll figure out something.
I'll give the basketball coach, Nate Oates at Alabama University, a lot of credit this last year in basketball season. Yeah. He had, cardboard cutouts put in the Coleman Coliseum to give the illusion that there's actually people at the games. And I thought that served them well. I think it helped in recruiting. They got a strong foothold in Canada. Got a very strong foothold in Canada. I think they signed 2 Canadians. And I hope they speak English. But I thought that Nate was kind of a pioneer in those efforts, and I look for college football to tag along on those.
Winning.
Yeah, you know what?
I think
I believe that is a possibility that they will put crowd noise. TV, look, Hollywood, Netflix. Netflix is replacing Hollywood, but the special effects people, that's bottom line. The special effects people will find a way to, even if there's no fans at the games, they will find a way to make the crowd noise and everything like that. And also, the fans of all these schools, it's just like at health clubs. I belong to the Y up there in Memphis. I'm on the board of the one that I belong to. And our mission is to, hey, I swim. I just got out of the pool. I normally swim earlier, but, I kept paying. They were charging my account every month. And one of my friends complained, he goes, well, they charging your account every month? And I said, well, yeah. And he goes, well, I said,
uh-oh. Rob? Hello, Rob.
Hello, Robert.
We've still connected.
I think we've lost Robert.
Yeah. Let's see if he calls back. I don't know what happened to him.
He has Pat Dye Jr. on his show today, Sidelines.live. 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Robert and Pat Dye Jr. That ought to be good stuff.
There we go.
Is he calling back?
I think so. Said he was. He tried to. I wonder if he ain't in a bad spot. There he is.
He usually swims earlier.
Yeah.
Hey,
there he is.
I don't know. I think I need to readjust. I need to readjust the metal plate in my head, man. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened to my boss. But I'm saying, I think a lot of the fans, guys, are going to continue to want to contribute and make contributions, even if they say we can't go to the game. Because long term, if they don't, that's not a good situation. But I'm an optimist, man. It's easy to wake up in the morning and be negative because it's raining outside. You're not going to work out. Well, hey, I got great rain gear. Everybody in Memphis seems like they got a North Face jacket, but it snows or sleets. They want to stay home. Hey, what do you think that thing's for? It's for climbing mountains. You're just talking about 2 inches of snow and ice. You got to find excuses to win. And the best thing about the college football and the college athletic, DJ and KJ, is these are all extremely competitive people, type A personality. That's who you want solving your problem, not some sedentary slob that really has never fought and had to work for anything in their lives. I mean, there's a lot of people in the world that were born into a wealthy family I call it they were born on third base and thought they hit a triple. Listen, you want people that have had to work for things and they're goal setters and goal achievers, and that's what we've got in college athletics. Now, some of these university presidents, have been emasculated, but I will tell you one thing. I'll give credit to Dr. Gouge at Auburn. Man, what was it, 6 weeks ago? He came out and said, we will have college football. We'll have fraternity and sorority activities. We'll have over 500 clubs at Auburn. We're ready to roll. He took a leadership initiative, and that's been contagious throughout the campus. Again,
that's not the only thing.
Tuberville to be senator. Yeah, is right. Yeah, but we just got to be. We got to be disciplined. We got to all say, okay, here's what's at stake. If we'll all work together, but we can't be hunkered down, scared, stuck on stupid. I mean, that's not going to get us anywhere. And, I'm not going to do it, and y'all aren't going to do it. But let's be smart and let's be disciplined. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of good stuff going on in the world. But you turn on television, you're going to think that the world's going to end tomorrow at 2:15 Central. I mean, good God, there's positive things happening. Think about where we were in late March and April in New York, man. It looked like the apocalypse, man. And now there's cases all over the country where people are reopening. But look, we're going to have college football. The games are going to be played, and I got a lot of faith in these coaches and trainers, and especially the trainers and the team doctors. I don't know. I have a lot of faith in them.
I'll tell you this. You're talking to two guys that just come out of quarantine protocol, and I can tell you, I've got a lot of faith in them as well, and I'm ready for that part of 2020 to be over with. I'm going to tell you, you talk about the economic impact on football. I read an article, I was talking to somebody about it yesterday, where they said that no football season, this was talking about Tuscaloosa, the area. They said, not just counting the university, but all the businesses and everything affected would be in the billions of dollars is what it would. This article, again, I can't say it's right or wrong. They're speculating as well, but I would imagine most every big college town that has a good college football following is faced with that same dilemma.
I totally agree with you on that, KJ, because everybody in these communities like Tuscaloosa, like Auburn, Athens, Oxford, Mississippi, Starkville, Baton Rouge is the state capital, but there's so much trickle down. That money changes hands half a dozen times. I can remember 31 years ago doing the stories about the Bama game being moved to Auburn December 2nd of 89. Back then, the economic impact was 8 to 10 million just right there in Auburn on a weekend, just for local businesses right there by campus.
Sure.
I mean, it's so much more now. And and now think about the RVs, okay? When you go to Auburn or Tuscaloosa, after 9/11, they started pushing all those RVs out. And you've got small communities of 500 and 1,000 plus RVs. And those things cost anywhere from $250 to $1 million plus. And they're everywhere. And then it's the people that cater to them. And then it's all the people that work on Saturdays that are tied in. And that's why I believe that people are sitting down and huddling up and saying, okay, look, we got to be disciplined. Okay. We got to be careful. Let's protect the vulnerable. I mean, my dad's 91. Hey, he will tell you, and y'all know anyone that's older, polio. If you were, had polio, you had to stay inside. I mean, and we quarantine people. This isn't the first time we've had to deal with this, but it's the first time we've had an epidemic or a panic, widespread panic like we have now, when we've got so many news media outlets and social media coming at you 24/7, trying to scare the bejesus out of you every morning before you even get out of bed. Like I said, the toughest part of the day is when you're laying on your back hitting the snooze button. You got to get up, get on your feet, get the blood flowing. You got a chance. I've never seen a boxing match where both boxers were laying on their butt. Okay, usually that's a bad sign. You got to get up and get
Rocky
moving.
too. And
the more we get moving, yeah. Hey, we did have Drago play for Auburn just a couple of years ago. A big offensive lineman from Smith, Braden Smith from Olathe, Kansas. I am Drago. I am left tackle, Auburn Tigers. Yeah, but he's in the NFL now, making a lot of money. Second round draft pick.
He's doing pretty well.
Guys, you know what? The sunshine we got down here. Every day it's hot and sunny. I think that's a good day. And again, but listen to these smart people. There's more than one opinion on what's going on. But I listen to a lot of smart people, and they're saying if we'll do the little things, and soon to be Senator Tommy Tuberville is right, I believe, we're disciplined and we'll pay attention to the little things, we'll get what we want in the end, and that's college football and health, and we'll beat this thing. But it ain't going to disappear because we don't like it. Unfortunately, it's here. It's like the IRS. We got to deal with it. So,
Rob,
and we will.
Rob,
we will find a way.
Always enjoy you calling in on Fridays. Tell everybody once again your show this afternoon at 3 o'clock Central, sidelines.live. Pat Dye Jr. is going to be on today, correct?
Yeah. We're going to have it's 3 to 5 Central, sidelines.live, and we're going to have a lot of guests on there today. We'll be covering LSU. We've got Ole Miss, and Pat Dye Jr. will be on at 4 o'clock Central. He's going to stay on with us for 30 minutes, he said. He wanted to get on there. And so, David, you and KJ, if y'all want to call in, please do. Just, call my cell because we'll be doing remote today. But then tomorrow morning, we got Lauren Smith, Larry Munson of the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network. Y'all remember Larry Munson, that he would always say to Lauren Smith, who's still on the broadcast on the Georgia football games, he'd always go, "Lauren, quickly, what do you got? Quickly, Lauren, quickly." Well, Georgia is having a hard time against this Auburn offensive line. Back it up, Larry. Quickly, Lauren. I've had enough. Dogs desperately need a stop here. Hunker down one more time, you dogs. One more time. Oh, I loved it. Y'all remember Larry Munson?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what.
He was 123 when he died, I think.
Golly.
Unbelievable. But we got Lauren Smith on tomorrow morning. Butch Thompson, Auburn baseball coach, will be on tomorrow morning at 8:24 Central on sidelines.live, or go to the Sports 56 WHCQ app. But, man, listen, I love this. I'm learning more and more about podcasts because of what y'all are doing. And everybody that's in y'all's listening area and is listening, man, thank God for what y'all do, because when you gave me those numbers recently, out of 6,000 people and 1,400 had been listening within 30 minutes of y'all going off the air already, you're reaching 25% of your audience, of your town population. That's unheard of. That means y'all are doing great work, and you're putting out a great message. And I'm telling you, you're better than a TV station.
Thank you, Rob.
We appreciate that, Rob. And listen, we'll encourage everyone to tune in this afternoon, sidelines.live, and check it out. And have a good weekend, man. We'll catch you next Friday.
You bet. We're telling everybody about your concert, too, on the 18th of July. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
See you, buddy. Rob from Memphis.
He's something else.
He is, I'll tell you what, I didn't realize he was quite the impersonator.
He is something else.
I mean, he's like Rich Little. Remember Rich Little?
He's got a lot of information.
Yeah, and he slings it fast.
He does. He gets it out there.
I mean, it's like fast and furious.
His show really is good. Sidelines.live.
Oh,
I try to listen to it as I can in the afternoon on Friday, but he has he has a good show.
I wonder if the local let's see if this will tell us about this Saharan dust. I'm anxious.
Online grocery shopping, buying gas, or takeout food. Everybody takes our debit card. It's just like cash. Apply today. Member FDIC.
Today's date is Friday, June 26th. Trustmark Bank time, 8:44. The current temperature, 81. The Bruton area weather, mostly cloudy, then scattered thunderstorms today, high near 90. Mostly cloudy and warm tonight, low near 72. Thank you for calling.
I didn't hear anything about Saharan dust.
I didn't hear anything. I did not hear a thing. But it's real.
Well, it's real. Yeah, no doubt. Let me ask you a question. How many other cities or towns do you know that has a telephone number that you can call and get the weather update?
I don't know of any. I'm sure there are some, but I don't know of any.
Well, maybe there are. I'm asking the question, if any of you know of a town or city or whatever that has a telephone service that you can call and get that kind of update, I'd like to know who it is. I think that's another great thing about our community is we have cutting edge stuff that is from back in the day that was way ahead of its time.
Well, everything runs through the Dirty 30.
Well, I mean, no doubt.
We set the pace.
Did speaking of that, did you see that the post that Hal made with the picture from 1948-ish? Did you see that? That had the flying saucer?
I did see that. I didn't really understand it.
That's downtown Bruton.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on there. I didn't understand it.
They were saying this was I asked him and he said they were saying this was a UFO sighting that they called the flying ice bag. Now, I don't know if it was a real sighting, if it may have been an advertising. I'm not sure. He wasn't sure. I was trying to read what it said. It said the flying ice. You can mess up with that real quick. The flying ice bag, or whatever it is, was left on the advertiser's city desk last night. Photographer Pierce refused to elaborate other than to say the street scene was Bruton. His attention was called to the fact that pedestrians in the picture seem unconcerned as something curiosity soars overhead. I don't know if there's any, I couldn't tell. I just know that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think that's mocked up.
It may have been, but I mean, it is cool that he said on the back of it is from, he told me the exact date, but on the back of it's from 1948.
Okay.
So that's kind of crazy. So they're saying Atmore does.
And Monroe.
And Monroeville does. Okay. What's their numbers? I'd like to have their number. I want to see if theirs sounds like ours. That robot guy, he's worked over here in Bruton for a long time.
He's been doing it a long time.
Ain't that the same voice that you've heard forever?
Yep.
That's the same voice I have. I'd like to know. So PGP said Enterprise did growing up, but she don't know if they still do.
They probably don't.
I don't know. Isn't Enterprise the capital of the Boll Weevil capital or something? Don't they have one of those things, statues of Boll Weevil in the middle of the city?
I don't know. I haven't spent much time over there. I don't know.
Or is that maybe I'm thinking about Dothan? No, I think that's Enterprise. Hey, I want to mention this too because several people have posted about this in the group. Miss Ursi Richardson, is she still missing?
As far as I know, she is still missing.
So no good update on that or anything at all.
I was talking to a state trooper yesterday. He was in for service, and we were talking, and we were actually talking about Miss Richardson, and he said that the dogs hit on the car, and that was it. So they think that, it's a cold trail, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Does that mean that she got out of the car?
I don't know.
They don't know.
I don't know anything about that, but he just said that the dog hit on the car.
Wow. Well, I just know that, I know there's a lot of people out there that have helped in the search efforts. Several have posted about helping and that kind of thing. And I think it's fantastic that we, have people that get out there and do that and donate their time and resources and things to doing that. And certainly if we can keep that some attention on the hunt for Miss Richardson, we certainly want to do that. Said that she was last seen wearing yellow pajama pants and a red and gray shirt in the area of Longview Road in Evergreen. So, do you know where that Longview Road is?
I don't
either. Did he have any information about her?
No. He just said the dog hit. It was a cold trail.
I just wonder if there was any, did she have any type of Alzheimer's or anything like? I mean, I haven't heard anybody say anything like that, so I didn't know if this was, are they considering this like a missing person? I mean, I
don't know. I think she's obviously considered a missing person. Yeah.
But no, I mean, they don't think she's been abducted or something, or do they just not have a clue?
I don't know. He didn't.
Wow. That's a bad scene right there. Our thoughts and prayers with her family and hope for her safe return soon. you know, when you see things like that, you know, you heartbroke for her and for the family and that kind of thing. And, you know, it makes you realize, you know, there's just a lot of things that you just don't ever know from day to day, you know, one way or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just like you were talking about with taxes and stuff. And I mean, Ron McDaniel said taxes are going to be imposed. I can't see him being named king just because Trent Davison said that. I can't believe you would allow that to go on in that group.
It's just like college football, man. All you got to do is claim it. And
as the local regulator. Oh, so yeah. So they're just claiming them like they do them natties.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
We're using the same model and work that we use in college football.
I got you.
Makes a good conversation.
Where was the picture behind y'all taken? That is the Eagle Drive-In in East Bruton, Alabama. When would you say it's from, DJ? Got to be what?
50s maybe?
I was going to say the mid 50s, late 50s, somewhere around that. Let's see. Yeah, that's got to be somewhere around that. So she's a relative of Miss Janet Jones, as she has been in contact with Jessica regarding updates. Okay. That is a cool pick. I wonder if anybody around here has the original screen from the Eagle Drive-In. You know, now correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where is that East Bruton Assembly of God sits? Mm-hmm. That was that area. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that doesn't seem like that big of an area, but you pile a lot of cars in that area over there. What's the most packed you ever seen that place?
Man, I was 5 when I was there, so
you don't remember?
Maybe 6.
I don't remember.
I watched Godzilla. Me and Yancey Journey went with his sister, got out on the hood of the car, leaned back into the windshield, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Watch Godzilla.
For some reason, I have this vivid memory in my head of watching Coal Miner's Daughter over there with my parents. And I remember the daddy laying in the coffin when they were having the scene where he had passed away. And that screen was so big, you could see the actor, he was actually breathing. Because there were several people around started talking about, you can see the man breathing, he ain't dead. I'm thinking it's a movie. And I was a kid. So every time I see the Coal Miner's Daughter now, I'll watch it on TV just for that reason, because I have that vivid memory. And as soon as that scene's over, I'm pretty good with it. I can quit watching. I did see again that my fascination for the Shawshank Redemption is still what it always has been. I happened to pass it on some videos I was watching and had to watch it while we were in quarantine.
Got another viewing in.
Yeah. We talked about that one day. That's just one of those movies for me that I just cannot not watch if I have the chance to.
It's a good movie.
So I know I can't remember what you said. Do you have are there any, besides Godfather 1 and 2, is there any movies you'll stop and watch?
Yeah, anything from the 80s. 16 Candles, Weird Science, Breakfast Club.
You're talking great
St. Elmo's Fire. Yeah. I will stop on all of those.
Can't Buy Me Love?
I'll stop on all. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, you have. You know, the guy that pays the girl to date him, so to speak. And he then all of a sudden she actually kind of falls for him and he doesn't know it. And he's the big guy on campus. If you hadn't, you need to look that up. You'll love that. That's right down 80s alley.
Yeah.
So, well, what about the weekend, man? We're getting close to having to get out of here. So,
yeah.
What's the schedule looking like for the weekend?
I'm going to watch baseball tomorrow at 4:00. I'll be on the hill at the junior college watching the Battle of Murder Creek one more time.
Is there any baseball being played other than that game this weekend?
Oh no. Well, I take that back. I'm sure some of this travel ball. Nothing in the area.
Nothing local. Yeah. Good morning, Paul Crumpton. Go argue with Trent. I'm not going to argue with Trent. I'll let DJ do that.
Not face to face.
DJ's going to handle my light work there, Ron. So we'll just leave it at that. If that's okay. You don't mind handling Trent, do you?
Oh no.
I think you can do that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, King Kane will help you. I'm sure he'll be in. So
he'll be in.
Oh, wrong one. We got to get out of here.
All right. It's
about that time.
Been a great Friday morning. Extremely thankful to be out of quarantine protocol. Missed you guys throughout the week. Hope you have a great weekend. If you're out and about or around town Saturday on the hill at the junior college, Tigers, Eagles, the Battle of Murder Creek, one more time. Come out and let's support those. And certainly want to thank Josh Galvin and Chip Peach for making that happen. $1,000 to the winning program.
It's big.
So it counts. They're keeping score.
McDreamy, that's right.
It'll be a good time.
Yep.
All right, well, y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Be kind. If you have some time to waste Monday morning, get back in here and we'll do it all over again. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all.